Welcome, my friends, to the Odyssey. This is the peak, the pinnacle of all you've been searching for. One man's life trapped in his room by his own hand. Insanity creeping at the edges of his vision. At the corner of his eye, he sees shapes moving, but when he turns to look, there's nothing there. Trapped, alone, in a prison of 4 walls, self-imposed, his only outlet, the camera attached to the top of a laptop, purchased with his own goddamn hard-earned fucking money. And here he is, entertaining himself by entertaining you. You 3, 2, 1 people, person, humans or non-humans watching this. Here he is, selling his soul, bearing it for all to see, for all to point and laugh at. This video is not made in one session. This video is not pre-planned and written down and bullet pointed and scripted endlessly. This video is opposed to the very concept of structure. This video does not belong on this platform of youtube.com, nor would it particularly belong anywhere, because this video is a reflection of the man who made it, and at risk of sounding pretentious, he does not belong anywhere either. So, you fuckers, you best be listening close, you best be paying attention, because I'm not repeating any of this, and this is going to take a long time to make. So, here we fucking go. I do quite enjoy a nice cup of green tea. I do quite enjoy a nice cup of green tea. It's a very common complaint on YouTube that it's hard to get into the algorithm, which is, by the way, not how algorithms work at all. You don't just get into the algorithm. It's some sort of deep learning AI thing. So I don't know how it works, but it's not in or out. There's almost certainly some videos that get overly represented for some groups of people and not represented for other groups of people, because it's all based on the data that Google collects on you. So if you let Google have more of your data, it'll be more personalized, and so on and so forth. It works like that. So there isn't really an in or an out of the algorithm, but everyone's facing the same thing, and everyone can agree that the algorithm is massively flawed, mostly because it prioritizes watch time over things like, ratings and stuff like that. So the algorithm's massively flawed. No one's arguing against that. But what I am saying is, at least everyone is fighting against the same algorithm, because YouTube has it easy with the algorithm. Here's me, an unknown independent artist. At least on YouTube, when I put up a video, at least in theory, it fares the same chances of being popular as any other video if people share it and stuff like that. Because if you have a fan base baked in, people will spread it, right? If it's good, if it's really good, people will spread it. But Spotify, which is I think the most popular streaming platform in the world, maybe second to Apple Music, but either the first or second most popular streaming platform in the world, it doesn't make any attempt to pretend that it has non-curated content. It's very explicit with the fact that the playlists which is where most new music is discovered on Spotify by a long way. They have these themed playlists which are curated by staff and also by other people, but the big ones are created by Spotify staff. So they don't make any sort of attempt to pretend that they're not holding hands with the labels and the big artists here. That's how the music industry works, and it's always worked. It shouldn't be seen as something surprising that a distribution platform is working hand in hand with labels. That's literally how the industry works. But see, on YouTube, there are certain advantages that YouTubers with over 10,000 subscribers get. But it's not that much of an advantage compared to the advantage. I mean, PewDiePie doesn't get in the algorithm that much, despite being the most popular YouTuber. His videos only get a small fraction of his total subscriber base's views, right? T-Series is the same. If we're talking most popular, their videos don't get as many views as subscribers they have, not at all. Most channels are like this. Even the biggest channels, they're always complaining about the YouTube algorithm. Everyone's fighting the same battle. Whereas on Spotify, if you're a small artist, you don't even have access to that battle. There's no possibility that they will select you, because you have to literally know someone at a label who can talk to Spotify. That's how it happens. It's kind of like the trending tab on YouTube, but imagine that's the entire website, which, to be honest, is where YouTube's heading. But that sort of thing, which is much worse for small creators than the YouTube algorithm is. At least the YouTube algorithm is reliably shit. Spotify, Apple Music, all these curated things, the way that the music industry has been birthed for ages. Hell, I'm going to modern technology, but this has happened for decades in radio before this, and record shops. You're not expected to have an equal opportunity. Everyone in the music industry is expected to have to climb the corporate ladder, in a sense, in order to get the same access to distribution platforms as everyone else. On YouTube, it's fairer. It's still shit, but it's at least equitably shit. In the music industry, if you have no money, you ain't getting nowhere. If you're not signed, you're not getting nowhere. Well, it's been like that for a while. Thank fuck we have platforms like, now there's SoundCloud, which is similar to YouTube in that it's mostly algorithm based. There's some curated content and companies can pay to have their songs promoted, but in general it works like YouTube. And Bandcamp doesn't even have that. There are curated content, but they purposefully they have their curated content is something separate from the main site. They have their main site, which works entirely through tags. If YouTube worked like Bandcamp, if every website worked like Bandcamp, it would be fucking incredible. There is no complex AI learning algorithm that's collecting data about you. If you want to find songs that you like, you search for the genre that you like, and then it comes up with suggestions based off of purely interaction and which one you can sort it by either most popular or by newest. There's no middleman AI who's trying to shove certain things in your face because it thinks you'll like it. It relies entirely on what you tell it you like. And one of the best things about Bandcamp is that artists are the ones that curate what's recommended. So if you buy something off of a certain artist, or you like a certain artist and you scroll to the bottom of their page, it will have, you can select 3 albums that you recommend, which is fucking a great feature which every site should implement. I think that would work. YouTube has the recommended channels thing, but something a little more, something that worked a little better than that, something a little more front and center than that would be great. If only every website worked like Bandcamp. SoundCloud has tags, but the tag search feature is heavily AI driven. YouTube has tags, but you can't even see them. They're hidden in the back end, so they're completely useless except for telling the algorithm a little bit about it. But that. It doesn't really serve the same purpose as Bandcamp. So I don't know what my point was with this. Oh yeah, Bandcamp. So yeah, Bandcamp has that, but then it also has curated content which is called Bandcamp Daily, where they do a little article about a featured artist every day. But that presents itself more like a music magazine almost. They'll do a little review, and they never choose massive successful like A-list artists. It's all about like indie stuff, and yeah, they have definitely a very lefty progressive stack sort of thing. They have like, yeah, they're more biased to show you in Bandcamp Daily if you have an interesting story behind you. If you, but that's not super unusual. I don't think that's particularly. That's not such a bad sin, because it's just easier to write about things like that. It's like if it's like, okay, here's a guy and he goes in his bedroom and he makes music, that's not super interesting. But if it's like, oh, here's a black trans lesbian person and this is their history, and it's, I don't know. I'm not trying to get all into this. Don't want to get into this at all. I don't personally. I don't think it affects it too bad, because they keep it separately on a different site. Like they don't. The curated content isn't shoved down your face. I mean, it is on the homepage, but you like it's an article. It's written as an article. They're not promoting it where you see the rest of your music. It's something separate. So I don't really care if they want to go into any political biases that they might have in that respect, because it's separate from the main recommendation feature on Bandcamp. So there you go. You think you've got it bad? Come to the music industry. It's not even expected. We don't even have any sort of. There's nobody fighting who's saying like, hey man, you shouldn't be privileging these big artists, because that's just how it's expected to be done. That's how this shit happened 50 years ago or more. The music industry's been working like this forever. It's never expected to change, and the internet has obviously done some great things for this. I mean, I was just talking about Bandcamp promoting smaller artists. It's good for this, for solving this problem, but it doesn't really solve the problem, because normies don't know what they want, and they have to be told what they want. And in order to tell the most people that they want the same thing the most, that thing has to be as broadly appealing as possible, so that the most people will click on it and not hate it. So that is why pop music exists and succeeds, which is fine, because people can listen to whatever they want. Music is important to me, but it doesn't have to be important to everyone. There's different strokes for different folks, as they say. I keep like thinking I have something else to say, but then realizing I didn't have anything else to say. Like when I finished that previous sentence, I thought like, and then I'll flow into this next thing. But then when I got there, I realized that there was no next thing. There was just emptiness in my brain. It's just a void. Nothing inside. It's just fucking static. The brain inside my head was like a television tuned to a dead channel. I do quite enjoy a nice cup of green tea. I do quite enjoy a nice cup of green tea. I do quite enjoy a nice cup of green tea. I do quite enjoy a nice cup of green tea. Green tea, green tea, green tea, green tea. I do quite enjoy a nice cup of lovely tea at night. When I eat green tea, it makes me feel like I'm some Japanese. I like to drink green tea, please. I do quite enjoy a nice cup of green tea. Do quite enjoy a nice cup of green tea. I quite enjoy a nice cup of green tea. I do quite enjoy a nice.
He's blind! Finish him! He's covering his one... Yeah, but he's still dangerous. We got him. Offensive fault! Why would you do that? Why would you stand in front of the falling thing?
Once again sitting in pitch blackness. I think I'm gonna boost the saturation or something of this clip to make it look all cool. Whoa, did that just stutter? Who knows? This is the real slice of life of me at night time. If there's a video where the light's on, that's me putting on some sort of act. Just by the nature of it, because in real life I don't have my light on after midnight. I turn my light off at midnight, which is something I started doing back from when I used to share a room with my brother. I got used to sitting in the dark with just my monitor while he was asleep. So it's just something I do. Obviously he would go to sleep before midnight as a young child, but I sort of shifted it over the years, and it ended up sticking at midnight when I turned my light off and turned my flux to maximum. It's fucking awful for my eyesight. It's god fucking awful for my eyesight. I've noticed there has been a noticeable deterioration in the quality of my eyesight since I started doing this. But who the fuck needs eyes? Whoa, I just had a heart palpitation. That's my life. Broken eyes, broken heart. Not in that way, as in a heart that doesn't work properly, not as in romantically disenfranchised. This video is called The Odyssey. But it's not me that's on the Odyssey. It's you. I know exactly where everything is going. I'm in control here. I'm writing it. I am not bound by concepts such as time or continuity. I'm not the one that isn't. I'm in control. I'm in control is what I'm saying. I'm in control. You're the one that doesn't know where this is going. You're the one that is being guided by someone else on a mission you only half understand. You're the one on the Odyssey. I'm the one writing it. I'm fucking Homer.
I'm not really into just naming them off, I mean.
Get to know you better, yeah. There's something I should let you know. To me, you're just another lady. Doesn't do the thing I need. So why we try to deny it, baby? I'll be gone before you sleep. Yeah. Call me when your heart is empty. Fuck! It's happened again. Same thing with this. Fuck! So this is a fucking drawing tablet, right? Look, it comes with a pen, comes with a fucking pen. Can't even take it out. Fucking Wacom tablet, fucking cheapest tablet available. Still cost me like 60 something pounds, right? Of my own hard-earned money, right? Now, before I bought this tablet, drawing all the fucking time. Let me just put on a podcast and draw something on my phone. Post it in some art server on Discord. Cause I don't really give a fuck, because it's just something to entertain me while I'm bored, while I'm listening to a podcast or watching a video or something. I'm like, okay, may as well draw something. No pressure at all. Just draw on my phone in Ibis Paint, which is an app where you could draw shit. Had developed my own style of like shitty anime girls that were sad. It was great. It was fantastic. Everyone loved it, but I didn't take it seriously, so it was relaxing. It wasn't stressful because I wasn't trying to promote it anywhere or anything. I was just making it for fun, right? Then I'm like, you know what? I've been drawing for quite a while now. I've been drawing for a few months. I'm going alright. I'm gonna make an investment. I'm gonna make a fucking investment and buy something. Now I've spent money on it, so I feel like I have to draw. And all of a sudden, haven't drawn anything since the last episode, since the last chapter of Noise of Noise. Like, what? I bought this so I could finish Noise. Suddenly, as soon as I'm invested in it, I lose all motivation and interest in doing it. Because it's fucking hard to draw on a tablet when you've been drawing on your phone, but I can't go back to drawing on my phone now that I have access to this new technology that should make my drawings better, when then you realise that the fact that I was drawing them badly on bad technology was the appeal in the first place, and by improving it, you fucking ruin it. It's the same thing with this YouTube channel. Not even like more than a month and a bit ago, when I made the video, I'm not very good at video games. I was sitting here in this bed. I made the manifesto. It was all about, I don't want to ever grow this channel. I don't think anyone's ever going to care. It's more of just a diary for myself. It's more of just something to do for fun, because editing is kind of fun. Recording, talking about topics is kind of fun. Also, it was a way for me to not lose my ability to vocalize while I was hikikomorphizing. I didn't, because obviously not talking to anyone, when you then try and talk to someone, you fucking stutter and it's terrible. I still do that though, it didn't fucking help, because I still stutter in all my fucking videos and when I'm talking to people, it's awful, it's rubbish. But then, now, suddenly, people seem to like the videos on this channel, and now I'm like, oh, so now there's pressure, okay. I have to at least make some effort to make a video. I can't just make a shit video and put it up because maybe someone won't like it. I don't want to disappoint anyone. That would be rude. That would make me feel bad about myself. Or I can't say certain things now because now there's people who are looking at me for an opinion. They actually, I don't know, it's to like fucking 4 people. It's like, okay, it's like 26 subscribers or something. That is not the thing. That's not how you feel pressure. Yeah, you're allowed to feel pressure if you have 100,000 subscribers. 20 subscribers, you're not allowed to feel like this. What is this? What is this? What's that about? Come on. Nah. I'm out. I'm doing this for me. Give a fuck about a bitch. Do this shit my own way. If I need to, I need to. I'm out.
Tell us what you think.
Well, don't do much of that.
No think, no brain, right?
No thinking, no brain. No thinking,
no brain. It's true.
That's what I'm
See,
saying.
my man Bob knew what was up.
Oh, baby.
Bob.
So, we know.
Yeah.
Got together, participating in a derive, smoking a little bit of vegetables,
Smoke a little bit of that.
drinking a little bit of edibles,
Drinking a little bit of that.
going to see where it takes us.
Yeah.
We decided to take a step on the train to begin our journey because we would like to randomise our location. We're just letting ourselves unconsciously float through this train station to come to our final conclusion. We'll proceed to walk around the city.
We're gonna stay boosted with muddy water. How you feeling about this whole experience?
You know, the Barbican, it always just feels like timeline, you know? How the world could have looked.
That's a very interesting way to see it.
It's an alternate vision of the future. It's almost communist in a way. Like there's a very collectivist kind of.
Now you know.
Yeah, I know, but that's what makes it good cinematography, bitch.
Alright, bitch. Alright, Mitch.
It kind of makes it. Well, look at those flats over there. It almost looks like a Japanese pagoda with a different level. But at the same time,
I don't see that,
kind of
but
an optimistic view of communal living.
yeah. The brown colors of the doors and shit, and the frames around the windows and shit. It seems it almost has what's the word? Like, I guess rundown.
Rustic, maybe.
Yeah, it has a rust kind of feel to it.
Warm. It feels warm. You'd expect all this bare concrete to feel cold, but it feels like an environment.
Yeah.
It doesn't just feel like a. The great thing about the barbecue, as opposed to the rest of London, is it's so stylistically homogenous. You know.
Yeah.
It's almost like you go to Paris, right? And every building is like this tall, like 4 or 5 story high. So they look similar, so it gives the whole city kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
Whereas in London, it's much more varied.
Yeah.
But this kind of gives us like a homogeneous feel where it doesn't
Cohesive.
feel like yeah, it's cohesive. It doesn't feel like a bunch of individual structures. It feels like part of a whole.
Almost like a concept album or something, you know?
Yeah.
It's like an architectural concept album.
Each individual part on its own is like not that great. Like this fountain, for example. If that was just somewhere random, it would look kind of dead, to be honest.
I like it.
It looks cool, but it's like it's nothing too special.
Yeah. But set out in this way,
yeah,
and
within the context,
with the several more next to it, and with this whole thing, everything put together, yeah, definitely. If you had one of these things on their own, I definitely get what you mean.
Yeah.
Even still, I would say it's dope. I don't know.
Each part works.
Yeah.
But they work.
If that building was on its own,
That's true. That building in particular is really cool. I like the white tile in contrast with the contrast, and the little patterns underneath the ledges, for example. They're pretty dope. What do you think about those? You see underneath the ledges, the little patterns. They're pretty cool.
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, it adds a little.
You know those bricks with those kind of holes.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. It's awesome.
I wonder if that was intentional.
And not only that, it's functional. That's the great thing about it. This amazingly beautiful water structure in the middle, right? It's like, look at how many people are having fun. This brings out the Luddic capabilities in just normal human beings. These are just a couple lads having fun. You know, we got people having conversations, people reading, people doing work maybe. It just brings out...
You know,
brings people together.
I don't think there's anyone who comes here and does anyone look like they're having a bad time? No.
Yeah. It's a nice day out. It's very true. Alright, we'll be back later with more discussions on psychogeography.
Everybody says I'm wrong. Said I'm dying to meet you, girl. Everybody says I'm wrong. Everybody says I'm wrong. But we keep it going on. feelings coming on, but the bullshit got too long. Yeah.
Present day, present time. Aged 5 years. French brandy with delicate fruity aroma. Well, what do you know? Delicate fruity aroma. Smells like brandy to me. Smells like brandy. It's not getting no fruity aroma. Getting a strong sense of brandy and some notes of brandy. Delicate fruity aroma, my fucking ass. Nothing delicate or fruity about it, mate. It's nothing close. You don't even need a fucking evidence to say something like that. You just say it. Delicate fruity aroma. It clearly doesn't have that. What's that about? Bullshit. Come on. The key is to not only drink brandy. See, I've made this mistake before, and it never ends well. We're going over there now. This is where the real selection is. This is for bringing with me. This is for a glass right now. I've said it before and I'll say it again. There's one advantage to having a mother who's an alcoholic. There's always booze in the house. You want to see something depressing? Here's the total chart of my Bandcamp plays. You can see a big spike when I released an album. That would be the first volume 1, volume 2. Then over here is Fold. You see a big spike. And then here's something depressing. Because here's No Thank You Doesn't Laugh. The first album to do worse than what came before it. Now, you may think, well, you're being premature here. The line's going up. It's clearly not finished. Not finished calculating. The graph is still on onwards and upwards. But that's just because I'm in this zoomed out mode. If I zoom in, you can see it's not going up, it's going in a nosedive directly towards the ground. A kamikaze into itself. I'm not sure what to do. I'm not sure what to do. Alcohol's a really easy drug to fetishize. It's got its place in culture. It's cemented its place in culture. It's not just itself. It's a representative. It's an image of more than just the. When I show you that video previously, that clip previously of me drinking brandy from the bowl, you don't just see a man drinking a liquid. There's coding in that, right? It's a visual shorthand for depression at this point, right? So I don't have to explicitly come out and say, hey guys, I'm sad as fuck, because that would be unfulfilling from an audience perspective, uninteresting, and just generally not particularly good way of communicating. Not an artistically competent way of communicating, or particularly something that is super interesting to watch. Whereas using the visual shorthand of alcohol to communicate depression makes it more interesting, because then you have the added bonus of communicating a bunch of other contexts which comes with alcohol. You know, the sort of the way of acting, the more free spirited, the more what's the word? The inhibition reduction, alcohol is something we can all relate to. Pretty much everyone has at least at some point had a drink. Not necessarily absolutely everyone, but it's a very widely held experience. Everyone's been sad at some point and had a drink to help. It's something that a lot of people can relate to. And then of course you can't ignore the context it has within cinema. Now, I'm not comparing my shitty YouTube video to a film, to the actual history of cinema, but both are in the same medium, sort of. So the same code, the visual codes apply. When you see that clip of me drinking, you're reminded of the other clips of other people drinking that you've seen, be it fucking, I don't know, a vlog where someone goes insane while drinking in their room, similar to this one, or be it something very different, a hard-boiled detective in a noir film, drinking at the bar by himself. Where all of this plays into the context in a way that a lot of other drugs just don't, because they're not as prevalent in society. Now, the one that is closest to having this status is weed, but see, here's where we run into a problem, because weed is a specific drug. It has its culture, it has its visual shorthands, it has its own codification in the same way that alcohol does. But whereas alcohol is representative of a troubled artist, kind of, up its own arse, fetishization and romanticism of alcoholism, the imagery of weed just conjures up pictures of idiocy, of dumb stoners you see in movies. Of, you don't have the action hero will go for a beer, or you'll see him in a dive bar. If it's like as I said before, hard-boiled detective in a dive bar drinking a brandy on the rocks or something, drinking whiskey, something like that, has connotations of manliness, has connotations of emotional depth, all this shit. I don't have to explain that to you. you'd never see that same detective shown going out back and smoking a joint. Even though in real life both would serve the same purpose, you know, sort of numbing your mind from whatever thing you got to deal with. Weed is just not a very appealing visual shorthand because it's got the connotations of, you know, the dumb stoner stereotype. This is why I don't show myself smoking weed in any of my videos. Because alcohol is just a way better image. It's very difficult to make weed look cool anymore, whereas it's incredibly easy to make alcohol look cool. It's so easy to make alcohol look cool that you basically have to make no effort. You just show it on screen. It's kind of like cigarettes. Alcohol and cigarettes, as soon as you show them, instantly cool. Making weed look cool is harder because you associate weed with a kind of comedy, with a kind of a certain character. It has a completely different codification as a drug. And then, well, what else have you got? The only other drug that's codified in the same way with such a strong visual representation in media is injecting heroin. Because, like, as soon as you see a character with, like, their arm tied up with a belt pulling a needle, you know, instantly you know what's going on and you get a bunch of connotations. And, of course, that's not happening. But something interesting about that is that heroin, yes, it can be injected, but it's very often not injected. It's very often snorted, very often consumed in rectally. They call it plugging, but people quite often shove heroin up their arse. It's not uncommon. If you don't know much about drugs, that may surprise you, but there you go. Now, yeah, I'm not saying injecting doesn't happen. It's also very common, but that doesn't have the same visual shorthand. If you show someone snorting a white powder, no one's going to assume it's heroin. You assume it's cocaine because that's what has been shown in films. That's what the visual shorthand is. If someone's snorting a white powder on camera, that's so okay, they're doing coke, right? If the camera goes all trippy and weird, okay, someone's done a psychedelic, right? None of these things are actually representative of their real life equivalents. Yes, cocaine is a white powder, but so is, like, every drug. And in no way when you take psychedelics does your vision turn into a red-blue shifted colour prism thing. Well, I guess it could, but that's just a visual shorthand, once more. And again, this time for a good reason. You wouldn't show someone taking psychedelics to represent the same feeling I'm going for here. Of course, the atmosphere in this video, in this entire channel, really is the sort of man going insane in his room. That's what I've seen it described as. Someone who's trapped by their own hand in their room. I'm aware of this. This is the atmosphere I'm creating. Whether it's true or not, well, it doesn't matter if it's true, it just has to seem authentic. It's a simplified version of reality, obviously. Made presentable, cleaned up the edges, made appealing, entertaining to the general populace. Of course, it's representative of reality, but not reflective. And you wouldn't show someone dropping acid in this situation. I mean, you could, but that would instantly change the atmosphere of the video. It would no longer be a sort of. It would change the tone. It changes the tone when you show that drug. But acid is quite rare in cinema. It's not like that rare, it's not unheard of. There's certainly films that show characters taking acid. It's not like that unheard of, but it's nowhere near as common as drinking or smoking or cocaine or heroin. Acid's a little more rare, and then you get into like the drugs where there's basically no representation in cinema. What's my visual shorthand for DXM? What's my visual shorthand for diphenhydramine, or ketamine, or gabapentin, or Xanax? There's basically no precedent for these in cinema, in film, in video. The only thing I can think of that really sets a visual precedent for these sorts of, some of them, not all of them, but some of them, would be music videos. Music videos is where you get your association with Xanax from. That's why we know what it is and what it looks like. That's why you know what a Xanax bar looks like, even though you've probably never taken one. You might have taken one, who knows? I'm not judging anyone here. There's no drug elitism going on here. The less drugs you do, the better of a person you are. There you go. Completely blanket statement there. 100% true. So you know what a Xanax bar looks like, probably because of music videos. This is the only time when smoking weed is on camera, not for like a stoner comedy or some sort of scene like that, but it's actually used for a different tone. And here's something interesting. In the film Synecdoche, New York, they don't show on-screen smoking weed, but they have stoned characters while not portraying the atmosphere that traditionally goes along with stoners in cinema. And the way they do this is by seeing it from an outside perspective of someone who's sober. So the main character comes in sober to see his wife and her friend have been smoking weed, and he's just got home and he's kind of depressed and sober, and he's kind of jealous and upset and angry. It's a lot of emotions. You should watch the film if you haven't seen it. I can't do it justice right by speaking or film on my feet. But alcohol just serves a better visual shorthand, because in that it's not visual, it's behavioural. You realise they're stoned because you see how they're behaving. You don't see them smoking in that film. I can't really think of any film that shows smoking weed without a sort of absurdist comedy, stoner comedy, some sort of, it's not a dark thing, because as most people assume or understand it, weed doesn't have those connotations, which is interesting. I think this has to do with the euphoria factor of the drug. Alcohol may be a very popular drug, but it's not particularly euphoric, meaning the effects don't particularly cause much euphoria. This is a descriptor people use to describe various drugs. It's not particularly euphoric. It's got some euphoric properties, but they have the vastly diminishing returns the more you drink, as we all know. Whereas weed is very euphoric. It's quite, compared to alcohol, very euphoric, which completely changes the atmosphere, right? Because there's only two things you can communicate with weed: euphoria and paranoia. And no one ever talks about the paranoia. Sure. There's some films, videos that show the paranoia of smoking marijuana. But it's something that is underexplored. It's a tool that's underutilized. Representation of heroin in films, obviously the most popular, well-known example would probably be Trainspotting. Cocaine again has many representations. When you see cocaine, it's a shorthand for wealth and partying. You don't see the dark side on film. Well, sometimes they do, but it's like it's a surface level dark side. Like, oh no, this person overdosed. Not, it's very rare that you see a film explore drug addiction or the actual downsides, the realistic downsides of these substances in depth, and give like a detailed pros and cons evaluation of cocaine. It's not something that happens in cinema very often. All this is leading up to me saying, basically, drinking on camera is it's fine. It's an aesthetic, as well as being a representation of reality, as this show is supposed to be, right? It's not that I don't drink in real life. Obviously, I'm drinking when you see me drinking on camera. I'm not faking it. That would be ridiculous and absurd. If you did that, that's got me thinking, actually. It's got me imagining the sort of person that would imagine like something like this, which is made to be sort of very authentic and personal, but it's completely fake. Imagine that sort of vlog. A vlog like this, but everything's I'm speaking naturally, but it turns out everything was scripted, and there was actually a producer behind the scenes, and it was just a set. This is tripping me out, man. This is tripping me out. Anyway, that's what I'm trying to say. Is that alcohol is overrepresented in my videos.
Well, howdy there, partner. It's me, the man with the glasses. I'm a character on this show you may not have met before. I come from the mysterious land far away, way over there. It's called Texas. It's called Texas. And I got glasses to prove it. Real Ray-Bans, don't you know? Real Ray-Bans, don't you know? Real Ray-Bans, don't you know? They ain't fake made in China ones at all. And I'm here to talk to you about the Monogatari series. These bitches. See all these bitches? See all these bitches over here? Over here? See all these bitches over here? They're my bitches over here. First over here may look like a bitch. That's actually a snail over right there. That's what we call down south, down in Texas, we call that a snail. And over here, got a little vampire bitch. Little vampire bitch eating donuts. She eat my donut anytime. Hey, got glasses. Been up here. See this motherfucker? That's what I like to call a crab bitch. Bitch got crabs. Don't mean nothing though. She good. Quick shouts out to Senjo Gahara. Good job. Good job. See this bitch? You may look like a normal bitch. Did you know sometimes she's a cat? She's a cat. Turn into a cat. Though, did you know? And way in the background we got some other bitches. We got a little Medusa looking ass over here. Over here, a little Medusa looking ass. In the background, got snakes. Got a couple snakes. Draw some manga sometimes. She draws some manga. Little spoilers, fuck you. Spoil what I want. She draws manga sometimes. She draws manga where the manga's all about her and some yaoi men who are all after her. Find it online for free. And way in the background over there you got a little monkey person. Got a little monkey buzzing away in the background. She got basketballs. She got a couple basketballs. Spinning them on her fingers. Spinning them. Yeah, it's all for me, man. It's all for me, the man with the glasses. There's a character on the show, a little character invented just now, a little character on the show, a little character. Man with the glasses, got the glasses on. That's how you know it's me. There's a difference between two of us. Talk about anime. Back to you in the studio.
No, I'm sorry, I can't do this. Fuck off with this corny bullshit. Fuck off.
Have you heard the tragedy of Darth No Thank You the Dumb? It's not a story the Jedi would tell you. That's me. You may know that I previously made a long video like this that got corrupted. I deleted the files by accident and then I tried to get them back. They were corrupted forever, so that was sucked. But in the end, I think this video's turned out better than that one, so maybe it was a happy accident. I probably wouldn't have made this if that one had succeeded. But yo, my mustache is fucked. It's like longer on one side than the other. Don't know how that happened. Weird. Yeah, it's not a story the Jedi would tell you because it didn't end well. It ended, if you watch the video unsuccessful on my channel, you can see how it ended. But this video, I think is better. I think it's better than the one I made before because the one I made before was all preachy, philosophical stuff. Preachy, philosophical stuff. I didn't mean it to come across as preachy. I was trying to just express my thoughts. But it's easy to slip into something that seems pretentious and pseudo-intellectual when you're doing something like that. So, this one, I'm not saying anything of value. I'm just chatting shit. Way better video. And now for the big reveal. Whoa, I was filming my computer the whole time. Whoa. This is what, like day fucking 4 of making this? No more. This is the end. This is the last day. I'm not gonna work on this for any longer, otherwise I might start actually caring. Time to talk about my wall. The wall of text. I can't afford posters, so I just wrote shit, stuck it to my wall. Of course, a lot of these are very self-evident. Let's All Love Lane, and then the Carpenter OS logo. Stay nerded. And very important message, this too shall pass. If you don't know the myth behind this phrase, apparently there was some Middle Eastern sheikh or whatever they're called, and he asked his court philosopher to come up with a phrase that would always be true, that they could make into a mosaic on his wall. And the philosopher went away for a bit and came back with this phrase, this too shall pass, which the king or whatever was like, I don't remember the exact story, but it was like, it's supposed to be the thing that can make you sad in happy times and happy in sad times. And it's very important to always remember, this too shall pass. Here's something, just a little reminder for me to not settle for good enough, mostly for any time I'm creating something, because I have a bad habit of doing that. Just like, it's good enough, move on. Nah, you gotta try and make it as good as possible. And over here is just like a little 7-step tip to making art.
Find things you like, mash them together, put as much effort as possible in. When you physically can't work harder, it's done. Criticize it ruthlessly, repeat steps 2 to 5, fixing criticisms, and then try to monetize it. The reason you try to monetize it is because if you can monetize it, it allows you to do step 3 with more efficiency, because you don't have to bother trying to make money off of other things. It's not the only way to make art, it's not the only guide, but it's if I'm ever stuck, if I'm ever lost, like if I ever have an artist block, just look at this and then just start from the beginning. Find things I like, mash them together, put as much effort in as possible. Whatever comes out the other side, it's always good. But it's not always good, but it's never bad. It's normally, oftentimes I'll follow this and I'll come up with something that's just okay, but then the act of coming up with that thing that was just okay will inspire me to make something more. So that's my wall of text. As you can see, it's lacking. I wanted to put more. I wanted to fill the whole wall up, but I couldn't think of anything else to write. I had a to-do list on here for a while, but I've done all of those to-dos, so now it's just lacking everything. Well, would you look at that? Would you look at that? It's me. That's me. That's what I look like. This is the best book ever made, and I don't even know what the fuck it says. Like, it's all fucking, what's this? Same words? Can't just write in different languages. Fucking bullshit. Don't know what that is. But look at this. I don't give a fuck about the words. Words? Nah, don't need them. Got this. Got aesthetics. This is like, I don't know, it might be my favourite book ever written for pages like this. This is like some fucking modern shit. This could have been an album cover from a year ago. But instead it's a book that came out in the fucking 90s. What? Honestly, Lane's aesthetic is so ahead of its time, it's fucking insane. Look at this shit, man. Look at this shit. Sometimes I just flick through here. I never get bored of just flicking through this fucking book. Hold on, there's this one page. This. Look at this page. This is post-vaporwave. This is post-vaporwave. This is hard vapor aesthetic right here, right? This is like, yeah, it is more complex than vaporwave. This is like, literally, this is like now graphic design. This is not 1998 graphic design. Yasuyuki Ueda, you madman. You absolute madman. This is the best looking thing I've ever seen. It's, look, memes. I got one thing to say to you motherfuckers. I've been doing this shit. Hey guys, it's me. No, thank you from the future. Hey guys, well, so I haven't made a video in a while. It's me, no, thank you from the future. Here to tell you that this video is basically over. You can tell I'm from the future because I got different sunglasses on from the guy that wears glasses. That's a different character. Apparently this show has characters now. Apparently it's a show as well. Don't know what's really going on. I filmed an ending to this video before, but I've travelled back in time to tell modern day No Thank You that that ending was bad because it didn't fit with the tone of the video, and to change it. But sadly, he wasn't here. He wasn't here when I just appeared from the future. But thankfully this camera was recording, so I don't know what that's about, but it's very convenient. Yeah, this video is way too long. First of all, it's not going to mean anything. I'm from the future, I know. That's how you know. That's how you know I'm from the future. Got wires, covered in wires. Got glasses, coat, jacket. What can I say? Fucking Yeah, this video's over. Fuck, go away. Leave me alone. As you can see, in the future I just went completely insane. I've gone nuts. I've been nuts for a while now. I've been nuts for a while now. Living in the future, living in my computer. Super sharp shooter, shooting shots fired, trying to shell me wired. Dental surgery is gonna be required. That's my own lyrics. I remember them from back in the day when I wrote them, way back in 2018, if you can remember that. I'm from the distant future, the year. I'm not even gonna say it. You can. I'm not even gonna say it. But I live in the computer now. Sometimes I come back in time. Wait, why am I doing the voice for? Gotta be a different character. Whatever. I'm American now. I've just gone nuts. It all makes sense for my character because I've gone nuts. So that I put multiple personalities, or something. Yeah. Yeah. What's the point of this video? This video doesn't do anything. I'm from the future. I know the answers. When I was making this video back in the past, back in the distant past of 2019, back in that distant past, I thought this video was gonna be something. Turns out, me from the future, I know it ain't nothing. It's just nothing. Nothing happens. Nothing is ever better. Nothing gets better. Just stays as nonsense. Cyberpunk nonsense. So, I hope you're happy with yourself. I hope I'm talking to you. I hope you're fucking happy with yourself for watching this whole thing. You shouldn't be. You shouldn't be happy with yourself. You know, you think this is art. You think this is some sort of film. It's not. It's not film. There's 100 years of cinema out there. You should go watch one of those. Not some shitty fucking YouTube video that I made in like 4 days. Oh wow, you spent 4 days working on a video that you just made by yourself. It has multiple camera angles. Amazing, you're such an artist. No. This is shit. This is shit content right here. This is bad. This is bad. Go watch something better. There's so much good shit out there. Go watch a Harmony Korine movie or something. Go watch a fucking foreign language film. Go watch the Tricolore fucking trilogy or whatever it's called. Or I don't know. There's so many good films out there. I'm not a film buff. I don't know shit about films, but I bet you haven't seen every good film ever made. You know what I found out about the other day? That my friend told me about it. I don't remember the name of it, but apparently there's this like Indian trilogy of films that's fucking incredible and it's really famous in film circles, but I just never heard of it. So I'm gonna have to watch that now. I'm from the future, so I'm gonna have to watch it in the future on future. We call it Cyber Netflix. In the future, it's called Cyber Netflix, Cybernetic Flicks. Because I'm doing something. There's something happening here. I don't know what it is. But yeah, go watch a good fucking thing. What are you doing watching me? No, don't watch anime. You've seen all the good anime. You've seen them. Go watch something else that's good. A fucking film, like an adult, like a fucking real person. Stop fucking. Oh my god. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Stop making excuses. Okay? My Little Pony is there, exists, is fine. It's fine, but it's not The Godfather. It's not fucking a masterpiece. It's just a kid's cartoon. It's you gotta stop making excuses for yourself, man. You gotta stop making excuses for yourself. I don't know why I'm attacking bronies. I've never even... Okay, I saw 4 episodes and didn't like it. I can't judge. I can't judge people for liking something that I don't like. Because I like loads of things that other people don't like. In the distant future, where I'm come from, future, no thank you. In the distant future, no one even likes physical keyboards. Everyone lives in VR. But here I am carrying around a keyboard with me because I like it. There's something I can relate to. So maybe I'm the problem after all. I'm not guilty. I remember watching many animes in my time. I've wasted so much time. I'm the one that made this fucking film. You think you're wasting your time watching it. I'm wasting my time even more, 20 times more making it. Because it takes you, like however long this video is, probably like an hour and a bit long to watch it. It took me 4 days of my life to make it. Those are 4 days I'm never getting back. I wasn't productive in any way that was actually artistic. I just made this, which doesn't mean anything. Oh, sure. Whoa, there's a clip where it's like just the music. No, I'm keeping these on. These are my chains. These are my chains. You ever been to the cyberhood? you ever been? Oh fuck! This old technology still runs on batteries. I need to plug it in. All right, it's time for me to end this video because I'm running out of space on the computer. Subscribe.